Alright, this video will be on how to clean your shoes. Leather shoes, that is. So first, before I started deciding to make a video out of this, I started by cleaning the insoles. These are Nike Air Force 1s. The way to clean these, in my experience, I used plain OxyClean spray and just used one of these rotary brushes like that to really work it into the fibers, and then wash it out with hot water and let it dry. And now these are back to somewhat new condition. Next, I'll be showing you how to polish the leather on the shoes. Before polishing, remember to clean the leather thoroughly. For that portion, I did use a steam cleaner, which is this. Shoots steam out, hot steam. You can get one of those from Harbor Freight if you don't have one. Or a iron steam from a clothes steamer will work fine as well. And you just want to steam the shoe and the insole, and then use some of these multi-erasers. It's in focus. So yeah, to magic erasers, whatever, to clean if it's dirty. Next, I will cut to polishing. And I did also forget to mention to wear gloves while using any chemical cleaning products and eye protection. So, these are the shoes that we'll be cleaning today. Here's a piece of white printer paper for a white reference, because the white table is not white, it's more of a gray, the white parts of the table, just so you know. Again, your computer screen or whatever you're watching this on may reflect color or show color differently. So, these are our shoes. And I did custom paint this myself. And just looking from the display on the camera to this, the shade of blue is slightly different, just so you guys know. And the insoles are out there still drying currently. But the first thing to do before we start polishing, because I did clean these up pretty well, if you can see, and focus. Cleaned up pretty well. There's still some dirt in that little, right there, that little crevice. These crevices here. Still some scuffs on the back portion of leather. The rubber soles are decent on the bottom. Still has yellow. I've not figured out a way to clean that so far yet, that is. Now I'll show you the other shoe. This one has the same thing, as you can see here in those little grooves I was pointing out earlier, and on this little stitch line right there. Show you the shoe all around. And again, I will not be covering on how to clean or polish laces either. That'll be a video for another time. Again, here you can start to see some of the paint that is slowly starting to come off. It doesn't chip off or anything, it's just when I was cleaning it, it came off with the steam. And as far as the creasing goes on there, well, it creases, you can use a steamer. Like that is one option to decrease it, just a rag. I'll leave a link for all the stuff used in this video in the description. But that is that. Focus it. There we go. So the steamer does sometimes put out some straight up water when you use it. But overall it is a great way to clean and sanitize. Alright, as you can see, I did remove the laces from the shoe. I'll just zoom in to get everything focused. There. Put it back in frame. Alright, so as you can see, I did remove the laces. As far as this little emblem goes, little Air Force One logo, you can just here. With that, you can just honestly, when you're cleaning the insoles, you can just take that same rotary Dremel tool and then just kind of, go in there with that and just, well, it's on, of course, with some of that cleaner. It's plugged. We're going to set these to the side for now. Next, let's talk about how we are going to polish this. As you can see in the frame, I kind of marked it with some tape so I could make sure everything's in frame. But we're going to be using, I'll be pointing with this. We're going to use this, which is the polish. And then these are some different polishing buffing pads from Amazon, which I'll leave a link for in the description below. That attaches to your drill. So, it doesn't have to be any drill in particular, this just happens to be the drill that I have. A cobalt drill, electric, and I already put the bit in that you will need. As you can see, that is what you'll need. It comes with it, comes with all the polishing. That just allows for this here to screw in. Now that is in. Drill setting should be on drill mode. So that means it'll just keep going and put power into it. Let me refocus on our shoe. This is a tripod leg if you're wondering what that was. Alright, so we are going to start with this portion right here, which I would say is probably in the worst condition of the whole shoe. I don't know if it's also on camera or not, but here, this part, all that is distorted in color. Yeah. And then this I'll show you if you want to know how to paint these in a future video. But just follow the directions on here, which it basically doesn't have any, so you kind of have to do your own method, which this is just regular neutral colored shoe polish. Oh. I'll leave a link for that as well. And you can get color specific stuff. So yeah, we're going to, again, there are a bunch of different types of foam for it, but the main difference that we're concerned about here, if you can tell, is this one is very bumpy, wavy texture, and this is just a plain flat one. And they all Velcro onto the back of the drill attachment. For this, we're going to be using the bumpy thing, a little texture to it. It came with these 4 different ones, which are a variety of density and so forth in the straight and then in the beveled bumpy thing. Then it also came with this blue one, which I'm going to be using. So it seems to be a different texture, so to speak, just has a better rigidity, and this it says was a cutting pad or something. So, and then it also did come with this some artificial lamb's wool. So to start off, we are going to take this, and this is a mat I put down so it doesn't get dirty. We're just going to take this pad and put it right onto this. Just kind of tap it on. Make sure it is on there. And then test it out. Definitely has some power. So, let's put our patient right here. If I forgot to mention, you will need a microfiber cloth. Any one will work. This is what I have, if you are curious. Yep, doesn't say, and then curious about what's on it, you can pause the video. So, we are going to now use this compound, specifically for shoes. And there's a little bit on the lid, which we'll just take off. Just with your finger, just put that on. That's probably a little too much. Put a little back on there. And this is a neutral color as well. We're just specifically focusing on here. This will buff and get out any imperfections. Next, we want to prime our pad, this thing. It's going to be hard for you guys to see. There. So we'll just take some of the compound, as you can see here. Puts that on there. Really get that worked in. Just trying to use up what's on the lid of this. There's I do have a whole thing of it here. Just gonna take some more of that. Just really work it into the pad so that there's some lubrication going on between the leather and the foam, so that it doesn't cause a burn hole or wreck the leather in any way, really. Just work that in. So next we're just gonna keep working it into the leather there. Here's our shoe, and now it's just a matter of polishing it. As you can see there, it definitely is a good job. Does a good job at buffing it. Next, we need to just wipe it briefly. I don't know if you can really tell, but that just brings off some of the imperfections. You can see this is still on here, which that is because it is a actual difference in the leather. The leather actually goes down a bit. This whole scrape and imperfection. As far as these little guys here go, sometimes if it's large amounts of debris in there, you can just use a little tiny flathead screwdriver like this. This is an electronic screwdriver. Doesn't matter though. So I will finish this side here and show you when it's done. Alright, as you can see now, these shoes are a lot cleaner now that I polished it. The front definitely looks a lot better here after here, and this is definitely before. As you can tell, it's a little more of a yellowy brown tinge. You can't really see scuffing here on it, versus it being more uniform and white. I'll zoom out. It still has some of the scuffing here and abrasion there, but I'll show you in another video how to touch that up. This is just for the leather mainly, and that turned out fabulous. Right. Next is this side. This side has no painting, as is the inner side. It's the left shoe. And then the top, which for the top, it's pretty simple. You just put your hand right in it and just kind of form it, and then do this. A little more of the as you can see, the more time and patience you have and more applications you do, the better results you will get. So my advice to you is just to keep practicing and doing it. Just a little thing on the mat. So just keep practicing and it'll eventually be very nice. I'm going to do this inside section quickly because I don't really think everyone wants to watch me doing it, and then I'll be back. Alright, now with that being complete, there's not much difference that you can tell. A lot, it's not cleaning, it's more polishing and putting that protective seal over it. If you are looking to get more of a cleaning, you'd use a steam cleaner, as I showed you. Just straining the line out of it, it'll build up with. So I'm gonna with water. So I'm gonna put the thing on it. It just makes it a smaller, more precise stream. So with the polishing being semi-complete, I still have to show how to polish the heel and tongue, and this same steps are for both left and right shoe, obviously, so you can apply these steps to the other one. I'll show you steam process wise. It's here, zoomed out all the way. So you're just going to turn the shoe upside down, take your steamer and just start steaming in the circles, half circles. Just wipe it away with a rag as you go. Here, I'll zoom in so you can see how it's being removed. So I'll focus on this part here. Alright, wipe up the excess water. This will, when you steam, it has a tendency to leave water behind because obviously it is water, just in a very hot form. I mean, tell how much that worked. Kind kind of difficult because I'm at a different angle. The cameras be looking at me. So focus on one little section. I'm going to take the adapter piece off. And there are a lot of different attachments you can get for this. So yeah. You can always use a bottle to test to make sure if you don't want to get very, very hot water all over. You can just do a little test, like the nozzle, and test it like that. The bottle will get extremely hot though, so just as a warning. It's a very good way to sterilize bottles actually. So now I just keep going with the steam. As you see, the water that's coming off should look slightly discolored as it's very dirty. A lot of water on here. This is just a project mat, so I don't get my actual table dirty. That's that. Next, we'll be focusing on the heel of the shoe, or that way. The Nike Air is embroidered in the back. I know if you get custom, there's sometimes other ones will be leather, I think. But this little piece, this trim piece there, to polish it, again, very simple. We're just going to go with the same polishing pad that we've been using. Feel free to play around with different polishing pads. Again, it kind of hisses at you when it's full steam-wise and has released. So, just put some of that on the pad and just buff it into there. You won't see much of a difference on this. Zoom in. Might look slightly dirtier on camera to you guys, but it is kind of an off-white. And one thing you can do is take some of this OxyClean, this stain remover, and just spray some in a safe direction to test, and just put a little on there, and then just play with it. That should hopefully whiten that stitching, because it's a fabric, not a leather. Leather and fabric cleaning are two separate things. I don't know if that looks more white on camera, but what you can do is when you're cleaning the insoles, use a Dremel or any rotary brush tool and just go at it. Be very careful with these because it is embroidery and it can come out. So I'd recommend using a very soft bristle brush for that. That is pretty much it for how to clean / protect, more protective your shoes. Laces just be reapplied. If they are extremely dirty or you just want to wash them in general, do again take the little logo off. You can just soak them in some warm water with dish soap and some cleaner, stain remover, and that is pretty much it. Make sure everything's dry. If you don't have a boot dryer, shoe dryer thing, I would recommend investing in one of those. It significantly reduces drying time. And that is all I have to say. So have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video.